Now we'll start the video. Right now, I've got the tour pack tipped up. What you need to do is you open up your tour pack. You remove the 4 bolts. The 2 that hold your paperwork package right here. And you've got 2 bolts up here that hold your back pad. Then you lift out this tray. Keep in mind you're going to have that 12 volt plug, okay? When you do it, then I'm just going to make this a little bit easier here for demonstration purposes. This is what the inside's going to look like. You're going to have the plate. What I did was I took a picture where all the bolts were, which holes they were already in. That way I just didn't screw up and put them in the wrong holes. After you've removed the 4 bolts, which should be a 1/4 inch, go underneath here to where your wiring is. Snip off your zip ties. There's one on each side. That will then make it so that you can go and just tip your tour box up onto your bike, like so. Then it's going to expose this right here. Right here and right here, that's where your bolts were. Now what I did, I went out and I bought a piece of flat steel from Lowe's. Nothing fancy. I cut them to 14 inches. Now if you go and you line up right here and right here, these 2 spots right here, to get it nice and even, after you cut them for 14 inches, I used clamps and just clamped them down. Then I came underneath, used a Sharpie, reached it up through, and I marked my holes in the steel. Then 1/4 inch drill bit, zip right through them. Now you've got your 4 holes. What I then did, I put it back on here, used the original bolts, zipped them down, made sure they were good and they weren't screwed up on the alignment. At that point, I tipped the box back over, got it set exactly where I wanted it. When you're looking underneath, it's actually very easy to line up right on here. You can line up and use this as a guide. Got it nice and centered and squared. Now this is the part, if you got somebody to help you, I would definitely use this, because when you flip open the box, you've got nothing holding it down, and that's a pretty heavy box. So I would definitely have somebody else help so that you can hold it directly in that position. Now use a drill bit, cordless drill, 1/4 inch bit. I drilled through the first hole, which was right here. Drilled it right through the plate steel. Then I put a bolt in it. I went out to Lowe's, I bought 4 stainless 1/4 inch bolts, washers, and stop nuts. That way they don't vibrate out. I tightened down the first bolt. That way, now it's centered. It's not gonna move around on me. Drilled my other 3 holes. Popped it back up, took it all back apart, gave it a quick coat of paint. Now, the thing you're gonna be asking yourself, how do I make because now these bolts that were in here, your original hardware, they used to be up inside here. This used to sit flush. Well, now you've got 4 bolt heads. They're gonna be sticking up through that plate steel, which is also gonna be sticking up and be rubbing on this. If you live near a truck stop or anywhere where a bunch of trucks are parked and there's curbs, walk the curb line, you'll find mud flaps very easily. So I just took one of my extra mud flaps, or you can go out and buy stuff. I made some rubber rectangles here, which of course I can then place there. which will be on top of that plate steel when I put it back down. And now you've got a rubber bushing right here, so you're not screwing up your tour pack. The bolt heads aren't hitting it, nothing. Pretty spiffy idea. I don't think I have $14 into this. This is what the finished product will look like. By the way, if you need to know, I made these 14 inches long. The bolt holes, the originals, they're exactly 9 inches apart. But it's much easier to mark them in place after you clamped it down. Then you can just drill through, you're dead on. You're not screwing it up. Now I just threw a couple of quick coats of paint. When they're dry, I'm gonna bolt everything back down. And when this is done, gotta excuse me, it's my first how-to video, so I'm doing this by myself. But when this is done, now you're gonna be 3 inches back farther on your tour pack, so your passenger is not right up against you. And it does not look out of place or ridiculous being back. You're gonna have more than enough support, and no, the bike's not broken. The bike's actually just sitting on that to make it nice and level, easy to work on. And that's a, by the way, that's a Harbor Freight ATV / motorcycle lift. Cheap. I've had it for about 8 years. Never had an issue with it. Almost every tool I own is Harbor Freight. Matter of fact, there's a Harbor Freight ad. So like I said, very simple to do. If you've got a creative mind, you could probably even improve on it and make it even better. But this is what you got. Relocating a Harley Ultra Limited tour pack. Back 3 inches, which is actually as far as the wiring is going to let you go, unless you go and you decide to splice and do all that crap. But 3 inches I think is more than adequate. And from what I've read, the seat filler back, you can actually just undo it, stuff it right full of like the batting you can buy at any craft store, Walmart, and fill that space back up, plus give a little bit of lumbar support for the passenger. So, thanks for watching my first how-to video. I'm going to start making a bunch of these, being that I have 13 vehicles, so I have lots of little projects to do. And hope you guys like it. Have a good one.